Welcome back. President Goodluck Jonathan has inaugurated a radio station known as Defense Radio 107.7 FM, owned by the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The radio station is located inside the Mogadishu Cantonment, Abuja. At the inauguration, President Jonathan said the radio station is the first of its kind in West Africa and would play a crucial role in informing the public about the activities of the armed forces. The President commended the armed forces for their resilience in the fight against insurgency in the northeast and condemned negative criticisms against the military. He said while it was important to criticize, such criticisms should not aim at weakening the troops' morale.
Today's ceremony is a very special one. And of course, we know the importance of communication. And indeed, the Nigerian armed forces need a means to communicate their activities to the wider society. I always remember some of the people who come to me and say that, but Nigerians don't know what the military is doing. Are they covering up? And sometimes other nations even bring foreign media to cover some of their operations. And these are exaggerated, as if they are even working harder than us. So today, that we are launching the radio station to be a turning point where some of our operations will be properly covered and Nigerians will know. If Nigerians know what the military is doing, what they are passing through, Nigerians will remain grateful. And I use this opportunity to call on all Nigerians, both our senior citizens and our ordinary citizens, to appreciate the commitment and the sacrifices of the armed forces.
Members of the 8th Legislature have been charged to provide the much-needed leadership and legislation that would effectively address the huge cost of governance and corruption. This advice was given at a seminar held to look ahead of the next political dispensation in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The retreat was organized for members of Ogun State House of Assembly and members of the Ogun State extraction of the National Assembly.
Legislative duties can only be performed with a clear knowledge of what is expected of the legislators.
The legislature provides the institutional mechanism for good governance and for making the government accountable to the people.
And to perform these duties, members of the Ogun State House of Assembly are engaging themselves in a process that will see them learn and understand the principle of lawmaking.
In order for us to tell ourselves the own truth, the bitter truth, one about why you are elected, your responsibilities to the citizens, the need to work with the governor of this state in advance of the cause or well-being of the citizens of Ogun.
Effective use of instruments of power to legislate laws that would curb corruption, impunity, and also reduce high cost of governance was another talking point.
I want to believe that we are here to represent the interests of our people. And southwestern Nigeria, we all realize that we have done a major role, played a major role in the development of this great country.
Will this retreat make a difference in the state's democratic process, or would it end up as another talk shop? The quality of bills that will be introduced in Ogun State in the coming days of the 8th Legislature would serve as answers.
The federal government has attributed the drop in electricity supply across the country to the destruction of gas pipelines, the current strike by the Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Gas Workers Union, NUPENG, and the Petroleum and Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSN. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Power, Mr. Godknows Igali, told journalists at the Presidential Villa that the effect of the strike is that power supply, which was picking up at the beginning of the week after the repairs of some vandalized gas pipelines, has fallen to an unprecedented low of 1,327 megawatts as at 1 o'clock today. Mr. Igali said he hopes that the ongoing negotiation between the government and the striking oil workers will end soon so that the oil workers will help restore the supply of gas to power plants.
The current strike by oil and gas unions, it has become so biting. We started to repair most of the pipelines that were vandalized. We talking about NNPC, which is the one that owns the pipelines. And we gradually started to see a step up of how much gas is available to the power plants. We're recovering all the lost areas that had been vandalized, and power supply was going up. But with the strike, which has gone on for 1 or 2 days, there's a dramatic turn. And as of this afternoon, we have gone down for the all-time low to 1,327 megawatts. So if you look at it from 4,800, the loss is terrible. So because most of the gas plants have been shut down, Otorogu is shut down, Ugeli is shut down, Oredo is shut down, Chevron is shut down, Oben is shut down, Ugeli, Escravos are all shut down. And the impact is that most of our power plants in the western axis, Keregu 1 and 2 is closed, Egbin is closed, Olorunshogun 1 and 2 is closed, Omotosho 1 and 2 is closed. In the eastern axis, Alaoji is closed because of disruption at the Alakiri gas plant. So it's a serious situation, and our hope is that the discussions between NNPC, Ministry of Petroleum, and these unions will end amicably. And we appeal to the unions that in interest of innocent Nigerians, even while discussions are going on, we will have that great sense of patriotism that they have always shown to allow gas to get to our power plants, because the country, it's a long time the country went down to 1,300 megawatts of power. And if it is not handled on time, by tonight, tomorrow, it will still go down.
Nigerian Breweries PLC is really reaching Nigerian students young by giving them a sound footing in their career choice. At the Beyond the School program in Lagos, the management of the company says the initiative is to support the education sector in the country. Beyond the School program is a career mentoring initiative of the Nigerian Breweries PLC in partnership with Limitless Mind Africa.
Secondary school students in their numbers fill this hall, invited by the Nigerian Breweries PLC. It's the Beyond the School program, a career guidance initiative of the company. The management of the company explains why the Nigerian education system is important to them.
We believe in Nigerian breweries that our youth and teenagers have a role to play in national development, and tomorrow is theirs, which essentially is the cornerstone for us of sustainable, meaningful development. This has been the driver for our quest to contribute towards a more functional and effective education sector in Nigeria.
With self-confidence, the students are told they can achieve anything.
It's you who's going to manage this continent. It's you who is the future. It's you who is the infrastructure of this country. It's you who is the administration of this country.
I started like you. I didn't have the opportunity. As I said, my father is a roadside water repairer. We're 6 children. We lived in 1-room apartment. So it is not about your situation. It is not about you don't have someone to support you. It is not about your parents don't have the money to send you to school. Like she said, it is about you, your determination to say it doesn't matter what it will take.
From developing a reading culture to acquiring financial literacy, the students are taken through different stages of personal development with this practical session in the game of Monopoly. This seems to be an experience the students will not forget in a hurry.
I learned how to save money in your savings account in the bank. I learned the differences between savings and a current account.
I learned how I could have a better career. I learned how to get my passion, my skills, my hobby, and I learned how to be a better student in society.
And with initiatives like this, the Nigerian Breweries say they are taking the lead in fulfilling corporate social responsibility.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Business News. I am Adeshewa Josh. The Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has terminated the appointment of Forecom Networks, a mobile money partner with the government's Subsidy Reinvestment and Empowerment Program, over allegations of extortion and exploitation of Short-P graduate interns. Now, Short-P's head of operations, Akubo Adegbe, announced these at a press briefing in Lagos following allegations that Forecom Networks also failed to fulfill its part of the agreement to train its interns on mobile money transactions.
He was coercing the graduates to pay 7,500 naira per month from their stipend for a training that will be delivered by Lekki Business School. We had several agreements with Forecom Networks, but they didn't keep to these agreements. Now, as a result of their behavior and the fact that they refused consistently to obey the guidelines set up by the scheme, the Coordinating Minister of the Economy and Honorable Minister of Finance directed the immediate termination of the partnership with Forecom Networks Limited, and also directed that the case should be sent to relevant security agencies for them to investigate.
A 10-kobo dividend payment has been declared by FBN Holdings PLC for the group's shareholders. At the company's annual general meeting in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria, the group chairman, Obao Tudeko, also noted the transformation of FBN Holdings PLC into a unified African financial services group. Our correspondent, Olumide Makoli, reports.
Explain to us why you are paying.
FBN Holdings PLC is a financial services group in Middle Africa, present in 8 African countries, with offices in London, Paris, Beijing, and Abu Dhabi. The annual general meeting in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria, had key management and staff in attendance with shareholders. They got down to the business of the day, and a 10-kobo dividend payment was declared for the shareholders with good reason.
From a very robust performance of the bank, we decided, in order that we could strengthen our capital capacity to retain substantial of our earnings, in order that we will not pressurize our shareholders with call for rights issue, which may not be successful and which may not be in their best interest.
It also shows that we are not managing the institution for the short term. We are looking at recapitalizing from retained earnings and building a stronger institution so that we don't come back to the market so soon to raise capital, tier 1 capital, in a market that is not very deep and that is not very liquid today.
The shareholders, on their part, were satisfied.
I have to recommend them for paying 10 kobo dividend and a scrip issue of 1 for 10, because a lot of banks are paying 10 kobo now, and what they give to us is like, if you translate it to the share price, is like 1 naira 5 kobo.
With 4.3 trillion naira in assets, 480.6 billion naira in gross earnings, and 10,464 employees, and interest in commercial banking, investment banking, asset management, insurance, and other financial services, FBN Holdings PLC maintains that its vision is to become the leading financial services group in Middle Africa. Olumide Makoli, Channels Television News.
Well, the federal government has sold 110.99 billion naira in treasury bills at lower yields across all tenors. According to the Central Bank of Nigeria, a total of 243.39 billion naira was submitted by investors at the auction on Wednesday. This is lower than 329.97 billion bids submitted at the previous auction on the 6th of May. The central bank sold 32.43 billion naira of the 3-month paper 22.82 billion naira in the 6-month paper and 55.68 billion naira worth of the 1-year paper. The Nigerian stock market closed today on a bearish note, losing 0.54%. That's its 4th consecutive close in the red this week. Crystal Cole has more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Markets Report. Nigeria's equities market recorded its 4th consecutive red close of the week, down 0.54% to close at 34,272.09. Better Glass tops the gainers list with a Naira 73 kobo gain, followed by Okomo Oil with 1 Naira 36 kobo gain. Nestle appreciated 1 Naira. Now on the decliners list, Forte Oil lost 9 Naira 19 kobo. Saplat is down by 4 Naira 53 kobo, while Total lost 4 Naira 48 kobo. On the volumes chart, Mansard leads with trades just about 35 million. Access Bank sold 26 million, while FBN Holdings sold 21 million. Now, in total, 202 million shares valued at 2 billion naira were traded in 3,272 deals. And that's the Stock Market Report. I am Christy Cole Popola.
Thanks a lot, Christy. That'll be all on Business News tonight. The news at 10 continues in a moment.